everybody, this is Mimi from Mimi's Crafty Shop, and I am doing a little short tutorial with y'all, and I just thought might as well film it. I'm fixing to make these file folders that I make up using scrapbook paper, and I'm working on these beautiful travel notebooks. I'm actually making them where you sew in the signatures, and this a Calico Collage digital kit that I have here, and it's called Tea and Roses. So pretty. I love it because I love the roses and I love the tea theme. And these are the covers that I did up. Took me a while to do them, but I got them done. And this is the Misty Rose Prima Marketing collection the scrapbook paper that I'm using. And what you're gonna need for a project like this is scrapbook 12 by 12. I usually like the thicker scrapbook paper, and I like the double-sided because that way I don't have to really worry about it. I did tea dye this. You don't have to do that. This is just an example of one that I had already made that I did not tea dye, but these end up not being big enough, so they're in my my little area that I don't know I'm going to use it eventually, hopefully. So what you're going to need for this project is you're going to need a cutter, whatever you have. This is a Fisker cutter, and some glue stick. I use the Scotch Creates I get from Amazon, bone folder or something that's gonna crease, and a corner punch. These are really easy to make. What I do normally is I cut them, I leave it 12 inches this way, the length, and I cut them at a 10 inches this way. And what you're gonna do next is you're gonna actually fold it over and have the side that you want on the outside, of course, on the outside. And why I like to use these, what I normally do is I take my signatures. This is just an example of a signature that I've kind of got worked up. And I use them on I put these inside, my signatures inside of these, and I usually put like up to 2 or 4 signatures in each journal. These travel notebooks, I usually put 2. And I think they're just really pretty. They're a great add-on. I like them because they have the pockets on them, and then you can decorate them if you want to. If they got really pretty paper on them, I don't usually decorate them. So anyway, let's get back to the file folders that you make up. You can definitely make this with just plain paper. You know, you don't have to use this. You can use a file folder, actually. Then what you're gonna do is you're going to fold up. These I make to fit my papers. So I there was a tutorial out there that I found, and this lady made these up to fit her stuff. So I had to kind of come up with my own, what I wanted to use. So you may have to come up with a little bit different if you choose to use these. You could even use these in I would think a bigger junk journal. You just, they might fit. I'm not for sure. You know, I've never used them in a big one, so I may be not a good, might not be, the width might be a problem. So anyway, I try to make sure this is not quite 3.5, but that's okay. Try to make them 3.5, but I've already creased it, so I'm not gonna redo it. So once I fold that up, I hope I'm in frame. Yes, I am. Let me bring it down a little bit. Then I take it and I'm going to kind of curl the sides up a little bit. I kind of just eyeball this, but it's about I would say a 1/2 inch fold up. And this is where your glue stick's gonna come in. I just kind of do that on each side. And make sure you check your paper, because that's the reason why those are over there in my, I don't know what to do with the file, because I didn't cut them right, and I made them, they were too small for my papers. And I'm not saying eventually I'm gonna use them, because, you know, that's why I kept them. They're so pretty. I love the paper. It's some old scrapbook paper that I have, and I don't have a lot of it left, and it's just beautiful, and it's very fairy-like. So once you kind of get that figured out, you're just going to use your bone folder and just kind of crease the sides down. And like I said, I have tea dyed this paper to make it aged looking. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. So it just depends on what mood I'm in and what my papers that I'm doing. I have tea dyed so many times this week. Oh my gosh, y'all, I keep thinking I'm done tea dyeing and then I'll tea dye some more. You know, the smart thing to do is to do it all at once, but then I find more stuff I want to tea dye. So I usually save my tea and then make sure for a few days, and then I say, okay, I think I'm done with it. Okay, so once you've done that, then you're going to get some scissors. You will need some scissors. And you're going to, you don't have to do this. You can very well make just a pocket like that, okay? But I kind of like the angle pocket because I just like it that's the way that lady made them, and so I do them that way. And so what you're gonna do is you're gonna take on the back side of this, where the fold is, you're gonna cut like at a little angle. And you're gonna cut it up to that crease. And when you get through, you're gonna have this little triangle. And I save these because sometimes I use them in my crafting. So, see, you have like a little, I call it kind of a corner pocket type deal. So that's kind of what you come up with. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take right there where you're on your fold up, you're gonna kind of cut right there on that crease, just to the crease, to where you had, you know, folded it up. And that helps your pocket to kind of close up right. But these are probably been made for many moons ago, but I like them, and I do them, I use them a lot, like I said, in my junk journals, and I think they're really cute, and they're just fun thing to add, and I think they're very useful. That's why I like doing them, because I think they, you know, they're well, they kind of add some sturdiness to your book, and so they're also a good way for you to have extra pockets and stuff, and extra pretty paper to put in there. So that's why I use them. I don't use them in all my stuff, but I do in like I said, these travel notebooks. I tend to use them sometimes in there. Anyway, so you got to really get that glue on there, and just kind of use your bone folder or something. Stick that down. Sometimes I have to go over this a couple of times because, you know, as y'all well know, stick glue doesn't always want to work, but I usually use the stick glue because you could use a different glue. I mean, this PVA glue is really good to use for stuff like that, or that glitter glue is really good too, but I like this stick glue. And this one here is better than that Elmer's, I think. And then you're gonna fold this up like here, and you just put your glue on the outside there. Don't glue that down, because that kind of, if you do, that's gonna make your pocket not very big. So you want it to kind of have that room to expand. And just really give it a good press down. And sometimes I kind of have to move it over a little bit because you want it to line up. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect by no means. But junk journals are not perfect. That's why they call them junk journals, I guess. Okay, see how that's not sticking very good. So I always kind of go back over it sometimes. And then what you're gonna do next is, and I usually kind of wait until that glue sticks really good, but you're going to actually round these corners off, and you take and do that on all four corners. You're gonna do this. Make sure I'm in frame again. I'm always wondering, am I in frame? But these, like I said, Ooh, that one was hard to do. Probably shouldn't have done both of them at the same time. Really are just a nice little add to if you want to put some in your project. And they're just, you know, I've even made these without doing the cutting the edges on them. I've actually made this as a cover for a junk journal because sometimes my junk journals get too thick because I embellish a lot inside of them. And my signatures, I'll have 3 signatures and one won't fit. So I'll take and actually use this as a cover. So that does work, but you got to make sure, like I said, you want to make sure and have your, that it's not too big. But see how that works? And what you can do is you can take and do the edges on those. And you don't have to do this. This really is more for a travel notebook, but you can, you know, it's a preference if you want to round the corners or not. But anyway, that's how that turns out. And then you can take and use these pockets. You can take and embellish this or stamp it up. Or people can write on it, you know. A lot of times I'll take and kind of put some pockets or whatever on this side, and I think they turn out really, really great. So anyway, this is just another quick project, something easy to do, and I thought I'd share with y'all. So thank y'all so much for watching, and I appreciate y'all watching my YouTube and all y'all's lovely comments. Y'all have a blessed day.